Hello guys, and welcome to Skive Disc Golf Course. I'm going to be playing a practice round here today. I'm going to be playing a tournament in 2 days on Saturday. So today we're going to be going through the course, seeing how the holes are, how it plays, and figuring out what kind of discs we're going to throw in each hole. First one, 110 meters or so, straight down the tunnel. There are 2 baskets. It's the back one in the middle. Good luck. Throwing my evader here. Like some more distance on that. I've warmed up a little bit, but still haven't thrown a lot of shots. Launcher US. That one might be my play. Probably going to throw a distance driver because I need the distance here. Actually, let's just try a forehand as well. So this is where that launcher ended up. I am about 50 meters away from the basket, and that's a likely situation for me because it's hard to keep a distance driver straight throughout the entire thing. Might go down to like an 11 speed, my Renegade or something, to try and keep it in the fairway a little bit longer, but really just throw your most straight disc that goes 110 meters. Let's see if we can jam a jump putt here to begin with. Not quite. By the way, you do have OB on the left side here, out on the horse racing track or whatever that is. So maybe would consider going for the forehand just to not be as likely to kick over there, but depends how it feels in the warm-up. Most likely I'm just going to go for a backhand because it flies straighter. So that's a par on 1. I have to say the weather out here is absolutely perfect, and I'm here fairly early. It's like 1 p.m. so there aren't a lot of people here. There's like no clouds at all, full sun, 15 degrees Celsius, which is perfectly fine. Oh, I think we have hole 2 over here. I'm like on my way home from Belgium still. Slept at my parents' house for last night. Came home with the airplane yesterday, so still a little bit tired after throwing discs 8 days in a row, but that's all good. Let's look at hole 2. Hole 2 here is 71 meters. It's super tricky. It's like all the way in that direction. So it's like you need to get so far right. Forehand isn't even a play, I think. I'm going to be trying a turnover backhand. And then I might do some sort of lefty backhand. I don't even know if I want to try. There's like a little spike height line all the way up there that I'm thinking about, but let's see. See where the backhand gets me. Don't want to hit first available, that's for sure. Let's try another putter. Yeah, we don't have tee pads out here. It's a fairly new course, so there are some roots. Be careful with those and plan out your steps on your run-ups. That's my little tip for you and for me. Alright, so I think we've concluded by now. I'm not going to be throwing a backhand. Let's see what kind of lefty backhand we're going to be throwing. One option is the super flippy diamond through the gap, spike hyster to flip up. Very unlikely that I'm going for that, but it's going to be fun to try, so let's go for it. Okay, I literally faced it. That might be the play, honestly. Let's try like an invader as well to see if that's just as easy. So this is where the like normal evader lefty shot ended up. It's like 12-15 meters. I had one righty backhand that got to over here. It's like 20 meters. I think if you're comfortable with throwing turnovers through the gap and going as high as possible, you can, that will be the play for a righty. But it's hard, man, because the ceiling, if you look back at it, there's like some sort of a low ceiling At least the gap is much bigger lower. So throwing like a high turning putter doesn't feel as easy as it probably would if there was more height to be thrown. But that diamond, which seemed super easy, a little bit troll, but super easy, just like a fan grip, lightweight spike heiser diamond, is literally pinned. So that's what we're gonna go with. Easy. So hole 3 here. By the way, we're playing the white tees. Some of you guys are going to be playing the yellow tees if you're playing in the tournament. But just imagine them a bit shorter or whatever. The essence of the holes are generally the same. Hole 3 here, really cool par 4, 167 meters. It snakes a little bit to the left to begin with and then finishes into the right. So I think for me at least, the first shot is going to be a right backhand. Second shot is going to be forehand or lefty backhand, wherever, depending on wherever we're standing. But you want to go straight for about 60 meters, I think, and then fade off a little bit to the left. I think my evader will do well with that. So just some sort of a straight disc. I'm going to try maybe with a distance driver as well, just to see how far that gets me. I think that was perfectly through the fairway. Let's go for the launcher US as well. Okay, yanked both of those, but I guess there's like a flip up hyzer if you want it on the right side that I accidentally hit, but could be fine. I think they're actually pretty far. I'll definitely go for the straight shot. You can see it here, like right in the middle of your screen is the straight shot, and then you can also do a flip up off here, but seems a little ambitious in my opinion. I don't know, you can maybe see it in there. You should be able to see it on the like mulch green. So we'll be playing a forehand here, I think. I'm still like 90 meters from the basket. Maybe even 100. I don't think this is 167 with this basket location. It's probably longer. I'll just try my launcher. So I just like power down a little bit on it. Let it fade in there. Really releasing my forehand here. I'm a little bit scared to rip through it. But we have another launcher. That was the Pacific OS. Might be able to make it there, but seems a little far. Let's try the launcher OS. We can flex it a little more and be sure that it's going to get to the right. I pretty much had the trajectory just a little bit high, so it hit some of the trees up high, but I think that's going to be my play. Okay, so looking at it again, the gap, seems that I actually want to have more of a push-up? No, like a flip-up pushing hyzer rather than the flexing shot. Because you want to get before this tree. I thought you could go behind it as well, but I guess that's the tree I actually hit with the launcher here. So I might go for like a little flip-up launcher instead. Let's give me a little run with the spy. That would be a par. Hole 4, another really cool hole actually. 82 meters, both for white and yellow. See? It's like a straight shot, but you're starting a little bit offset to the right. This is the left side of the tee pad here. So you want to like stretch out your backhand and try and throw a Anheuser shot that kind of pans out and ends flat. I'm going to try the evader and probably my wingman as well, which is a mid-range. Okay, this tee pad is a little funny. Don't really like that. Might start a little bit farther back here, I think. It's like the perfect angle, just needed more height. Okay, that's like literally pinned, so I'm gonna go with the mid-range. That seemed way too easy. By the way, did you see that skip? Just remember that it's pine cones out here, so in the fairways where there aren't a lot of roots, but they're just pine cones, or not, like pine straw is what I mean. You're gonna get some really nice skips, and you can count on it, I think. And definitely, there's mulch on the greens. At least most of them. I don't know if it's all of them. If it is, I love it. I absolutely love it, because mulch will, as long as there's enough of it, be a little bit like a sand trap and kind of stop the disc, so it's going to be more consistent regarding skips. So this one, 20 meters or like 15 meters. If you're here, take some real courage to run it, because it goes downhill right here behind the basket. So just be thinking about that. And it's raised, so let's drain this putt for the birdie. And now we're at hole 5, par 5, an absolute bomber hole. Just start out by going like 150 meters that direction, and then you're in the woods to the right. So first one, full distance rip. And actually moved the tee pad over to here. Before it was like over to the right a little bit, so you have to throw right of the tree, I think. But I like this one because it encourages like a distance line, like an anti-flex or something. I really love that. See if we can get some height and some anhyzer on this launcher UF. It can take a little bit more anhyzer because it's 13 speed. Let's try one more. I think that just got stuck up in a tree, but a little bit too much anhyzer. Somewhere between those two is going to be perfect for me. But it's 238 meters, and I'm not at the gap yet, so I'm going to be throwing a pitch up to the gap anyways. Or like a forehand into it, we'll see. So I was wrong about this shot. This is actually the perfect place to be. I'm right in front of the gap. Obviously would have liked to be closer to the gap, but it's a good place. You can probably see a basket in there if you have good eyes, or if I had a good camera, which I might have soon. A little teaser there. But I think the white one is deeper in there to the right, so I'm going to throw a forehand flex. I got super lucky through the right side, but it's going to be a good estimate of like if that's the correct distance or what we're going to do. Really like that. How's the launcher, by the way? Okay, so this is the fairway in. That's the yellow basket. I faded through right over here, or flexed through right over here. You can see the white basket in there, or it's still yellow, but for the basket for the white tee, sorry. And I'm gonna be, I faded off a little bit to the right, obviously, because I went through the right side. But you want to be either on that fairway or this fairway. And I'm actually gonna be able to forehand through this thing for a little eagle bid potentially. I think I can actually eagle this hole if I land where I did and then really press a forehand through the gap. It's pretty cool, but it's like a technical par 5. Let's go for the BS Spy, little straight guy, little anhyzer into the bucket. I hit a few trees. Let's go! It's a birdie. Actually, I love that they made this hole longer and turned it into a par 5 that, like, you need a good distance shot and then a really good touchy shot, but still with distance to eagle. But if you hit the trees and all stuff, you can still easily bogey the thing. I love this hole. Seriously, man, they're figuring out stuff. As soon as we get tee pads out, as soon as we get tee pads out here, this is for sure in contention for being the best disc golf course in Denmark, in my opinion. Although I haven't tried the one on Bornholm, so I'll have to try that one before I can really rate that. Hole 6 here is another interesting one. Par 4, placement par 4 for sure. There, you want to go to the right through this big gap. Like around 80, 90 meters, I think, and land in front of another gap. There are actually two gaps down to the basket from there. I don't think you really decide which one you go through from the tee. You just try to land in the middle of them, and you land in either one because they're pretty close to each other. But there is some advantage to throwing like a backhand flex. You can get all the way in the gap almost, or just throwing a forehand or a lefty backhand and get in front of the gap and make a little bit second shot a little bit harder. But I think I might try both. Let's see which one is better. I'll try the backhand with like an evader, I think, and then the lefty backhand with like something a little bit faster with some flip up. So that's definitely the way to like triple bogey this hole. If you go straight, don't get the anhyzer. You want to, if you throw the backhand, you've got to get that anhyzer, man. I'm gonna try the lefty backhand with Pacific. Definitely needs more height. Let's try a launcher. Yeah, that's gotta be my play, I think. Just throwing a launcher, let it get almost to the tree line on the backside, just fade off it. It's gonna be easy. Just do one more with the Paladin OS. Should be about the same line, but with less skip in the end. Let's go have a look at how they are. So my Paladin OS landed here in the middle of the two gaps, which is pretty much where you want to aim, and then hopefully land either 1 meter longer to the left or 2 meters to the right, something like that. But you can still manage from here, so it's fine. I think it's the play to just play for the position in the middle between the two gaps, because you won't have a position where you like can't get to the basket. I'm going to be throwing through the left gap, I think, if I land here. 1 meter to the right, I'm throwing forehand anhyzer on the right side. But let's try this one with the Glimmer or Sparkle spot. Terrible shot. Let's try again. Let's do a bit more of a flip up kind of thing with the BS spot. I think that's there. That's good. Okay, so I definitely should have walked up and looked for a second, because I think I would disc up to a mid-range instead on the forehand, just to get a little bit more distance, because this felt like a good forehand pushing forward, but it needs a little more to get there. Let's see if we can drain some weird like anhyzer putt here maybe. Definitely got the chance, a little bit deep. So I also just went on the right side fairway in like the perfect position if I were to land there, and threw this, whoa, almost fell, this zoom, and it's like 8 meters short. Threw it pretty casually, so I'll definitely just go with the putter if I land there. But this is I think it's a bit of a bonus birdie, but shouldn't take more than a par or a bogey on it. Just don't do what I did with the first shot. On to hole 7. Hole 7 here is another really cool par 4, 158 meters. You want to go straight for 70 meters or 60, fade off to the left. So really just like a standard overstable distance driver or fairway driver. Get up there, and there's place to, or enough space to like skip, and you don't want it to like not fade. You want it to fade. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you have to go over like an OB area in the end. Don't like this tee pad. The worst tee pad by far so far. Still really rough roots and stumps in the middle of it. So it's an ankle breaker. It'll get fixed eventually, but for now, don't make a big run up. I'll be trying my standard launcher. You know what? I'm gonna try just going standstill here, because this tee pad is, I can't do it. If I can even find a place to stand properly. That's really close. Let's try the launcher OS maybe. Try another launcher OS. Okay, so I'm learning that you actually want to fade a bit earlier than I'm thinking. It's not as far down there as it looks for me. Might try like a Paladin OS, just try and not hit the backside. Dude, I can't throw standstills. D-pad sucks, man. That's ruining this hole for sure. Let's just play from the yellow tee that's already in place. Like, this is not okay, I think. Can't have this as a D-pad. It's worse than the rough. Just be aware, like, if you're watching this video a month later than I'm uploading it, there's a chance there's already a better T-pad there. It's probably very new, that T-pad. And it's fair enough that they don't have it in place yet. I'm just thinking for this tournament in 2 days, let's not play from that kind of T-pad. Let's just play from the yellow one, all right? That's my take. All right, so this is where my launcher OS landed. I'm learning that you're supposed to just throw hyzer off the tee, not like flat to hyzer, just get it hyzering the entire way. Try to get a skip down here in the bottom. So take like a overstable distance driver, get it on hyzer, see if you can get up there by that opening up there. That's where you want to be. So right around here is where a good shot will land, I think. Maybe you can get a little bit farther up, but likely my driver is going to end right around here. Maybe a little bit better, but from here, there's like an OB lake, let's call it, down here that you want to go over. So you want to go left of the tree here in the middle, the lonely guy, and then you can see the basket a little bit in there. Just landing around right around there. I think it's 75, 80 meters from here. I'm going to throw this evader slowly first, and then I might try my wingman as well. I actually grip like that on the right side of the tree. Let's try another wingman. Okay, so the OB area is very forgiving up here. I have 3 shots here that I all thought were out of bounds. I feel like there should be a pole like right there, but there isn't. So this is the line. Basket's right there. So I'll probably go mid-range on the second shot and then just actually try to hit the gap on hyzer and not troll. All of them are in the circle, I think. Maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. Hole 8 is another par 4. A lot of par 4s in a row here actually, but it's cool. I like par 4s. This one is 177 meters. We are playing from the same tee, yellow and white, but to 2 different baskets. You want to get, you can see there's like a lonely tree in the middle there, and then 2 gaps into the right. Pretty much, you want to get in that gap. Not sure how far it is because my distance estimate is terrible today, but I'm pretty sure that I will be throwing either a forehand or lefty backhand, depending on the distance I need. But I'm also just going to go for like a backhand turnover just for fun, because it's nice. Alright, lefty backhand. I think this is going to be the shot. Just need to maybe flip it up to flat, but get pretty close to the hyzer all the time. Has too much hyzer. I need to get it flat to get it far enough. Okay, that was pretty cool. I felt the headwind. I was like, this needs some hyzer on righty backhand. Flipped perfectly over, got into the gap. It's a cool shot, not the one I'm going for. So this was that backhand. I think my perfect forehand or lefty backhand will get around here. Maybe a little bit shorter, but we're gonna try throwing a wingman up there or maybe a putter. The wingman is the right disc. It's still pretty far from here. Just a little bit too much left. Wanted to put it more flat. Hole 9, another par 4. Who would have thought? 140 meters. You want to flex it a little bit to the left in the gap here, and then like 100 meters down, cuts almost 90 degrees to the right up to the basket. So really the pressure is on the first shot. Try to get down there. I like the lefty backhand flex more than the righty backhand because you don't want to fade into the left. Let's try it with just a normal launcher. Literally 100% perfect. I might be putting for eagle. Okay, so not quite putting for eagle, but maybe a throw in for eagle. Basically, there are two fairways here. I landed in the left one, or on my way to the left one, so I'm just going to chip a forehand around. There's also one like 5 meters over there. Birdie! Hole 10 here is pretty close to be back to hole 1, which I do like, to have like 2 loops. You can start on either back 9 or front 9. Just a little detail. Appreciate that. Never played the white tee here, but it's like super sharp turn around to the left. 75 meters. I think you almost have to either go for a skip shot or flip up hyzer. I'm gonna try both. Probably start with that diamond that I threw on hole 2 as well. Just righty this time. I feel like that was a perfect shot. Might have faded slightly too early and hit the inside left. But that would have gotten all the way to the basket, I think. That might be my tournament play. Just a little bit short. This does give me a putt though, so that's what I'm going to do. And that was even with hitting that tree right there. It's the one I need to beat. Either side of that, and I'm all the way to the basket. I don't think this hole is going to see a lot of birdies. From the white tee, you'll see a lot from yellow tee. You just don't need to get as far around. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. So we have another par 4, 158 meters. This one is straight, but curving a little bit, snaking through the woods. Gonna try backhand with the laundry west. Man, this one is scary, man. There's that tree right in the middle, and there are 2 different gaps you can go for. But like, the left one is bigger, so I feel like it's backhand flex, but it's crazy, man. It's super tight. Ah, that's scary, man. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to be throwing, I have no clue, either a launcher or backhand. No, not the launcher. Maybe a Pacific OS backhand. Straight or like slight Anheuser flex. I have no clue, man. This is a crazy hole. Really gotta be keen with your release point here, but wow, what a crazy hole. That's cool though. I like this tee shot. Definitely challenges your confidence on hitting gaps. This is insane. The fairway just gets tighter and tighter. Like, this is the hardest par 4 or the hardest hole in the course by far. I'll throw like my Pacific OS on a little forehand flex off the tee and then see where I end up, and then just try and get forward progress from there, because this is scary. Okay, so this was my upshot from my longest drive. If I do get that far, it's like a really easy little chip up on the upshot. So it's all about getting that first shot really far. By the way, if you don't know where to go after the hole, there's a little red arrow here that will tell you out here. That's a nice little detail. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to be throwing either my Pacific OS or a launcher with a forehand flex. Just smash it. Hopefully hit, like, my main job is just to hit that first gap, obviously. If I do that, par is definitely in play. If I do manage to get like a full 100-meter flight, it's a pretty easy birdie. So, and you want to be on the right side of the fairway ideally. So that would be a forehand flexor. If you have a really good backhand that you know that you will hit your gap with on like a flex line, go for it, because I think that gap is a little bit bigger, but I'm just not comfortable with it. Hole 12 here, par 303 meters, opens up quite a bit, which is nice after that claustrophobic hole of hole 11. That was scary. Just want to go straight out there and fade to the left. Maybe even go for like a flip up hyzer just to get a little bit more left. I'm gonna go with my launcher US on a little bit of hyzer, try and flip it up near flat, let it push around to the left. Way too high, way too much hyzer. Let's try again. That was better, but I probably still need like 15 meters. Actually, let me try my Renegade, see if I can flip it up a little bit more, get a little bit more glide out of it. That's better. It's a little bit more flippy. And I think you need that. You need it to flip up close to flat to get enough distance, but let's go have a look at it. I think that's gonna be my play though. Yeah, so all of my shots are a little bit short. That's 1, that's 2, 3, right there in the middle. I'm gonna go with my Renegade and see if I can just hit the jump putt. Otherwise, this will just be a par hole for me. Or I could potentially have more distance on tournament day, because I'm a little bit tired now. I think there's a chance for that. But I think no shame in a par on this one, at least for me. This par 3, hole 13, 120 something meters. Absolutely insane, really tight gap where you need to flex it through and then fade to the left in the end. I'm not going to birdie this one ever, but I think it's going to be birdied less than 3 times in the tournament. Actually, it's not going to be birdied in the tournament. We're not that many MPO players. Try and prove me wrong. I hope you will. This one is just not, it's not fair. It's just too long, man. For such a tight gap, nobody's gonna hit that gap full power. Like, you're gonna have to take your most overstable disc and just yank it on like 30 degrees of anhyzer in order to get it to spin like that. Like, the shape almost fits how a disc will fly, but just not quite. It's just a little bit too sharp. That's my opinion. I hope to see some birdies in the tournament. That could be pretty cool. I'm trying to find my disc. I can't. Perfect. That's a par. I'll take it all day. It did also take me 2 mulligans. If I bogey this one in the tournament, please tell me to not be mad at myself, because this is a hard hole. This one's a little crazy as well. It's like that par 4, just in par 5 version. 220 meters. You're just gonna get out there, super straight, but with little curves on the way, which allows you to shape shots, which I like. It's pretty cool. Let's try and keep this one in the fairway, see how it goes. I'll be a bit left, but it's okay. Nobody's gonna be able to stay in the fairway for the entire hole, so you're gonna see a lot of lies like this. And then it's just about who's the better scrambler. Get back to the fairway while also getting some distance forward. It's only 220, so you can do with like 3 80-meter shots, 75-meter shots. Let's see if we can get one of those here. Maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, picture perfect. 110 meters straight through the fairway. I'm a legend. And because we made so much progress on these first 2 shots, all of a sudden this looks like a really easy par 5. This little 30-40 meter chip up from here. Let's go with a little no glide spy. And that's how you birdie hole 13. So this is hole 15. I don't know if I skipped one or if I actually just played 14. I'm not sure, but I'm going to play this one now. 120 meter par 3 around the corner to the right. It's basically, it's one of those distance ones where you can actually throw forehand. I'm going to do that. Let's try that again. That's terrible. Don't enjoy throwing hyzers with forehand, like flip up hyzers, but I have to learn. Again, just a little bit inside. So good news for me here. I just realized you want to go actually flex around, or like straight shot with the forehand on the left side of that tree in the middle, and then let it fade. Go a little bit high and then let it fade in the end, like a little bit of a stall shot instead. So that might be easier for me than trying to do the flip up thing. So I might have a chance, but could also be just a par hole. Let's just see if I have a lefty forehand just for fun. It's like 50-50 from day to day. And I pinned it, so it's one of the days where I do have a lefty forehand. There we go. Hole 16 here is a cool little island hole. White tee here has a little gap to hit. So I'll just be doing like a little touchy flick with the Pacific OS, I think. And just try and line it right by the basket. There's OB in front and after, and it's a raised basket. Can be a score separator, this one. You can get a birdie very easily and very easily get a bogey as well. And that's how you get the bogey. Let's just try the birdie then. I think that's short. Let's try something else. Should be in, but without a putt. We'll see. I'm still going to do with the Pacific OS forehand in the tournament, but didn't work this time. Oh, nice. They like put a ring around it with locks. The island. I love that. Okay, we're not going to putt in this hole. I don't have a lot of battery left on my phone, so we're going to finish up this one a little bit quicker. That's fine though. Okay, hole 17 here. It's a par 4, 144 meters. I'm sorry to say, whoever made this course, this is not a disc golf hole. Like the white tee just doesn't make any sense. There's no shot. Do you want it to go through there or what? Because going this way, through the fairway, you have to go here, like 30 meters to the yellow tee, and then cut around, let's say, 50 degrees to the right into a straight tunnel, which isn't possible to go more than like 50 meters. So I'm just going to be chipping my spy around the corner and be a little bit in front of the yellow tee and just play it for par, I think. Yeah, prime position, that's all you can do. Let's see if we can somehow get all the way around the corner from there, but I don't think it's possible. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's have a look at it. So this is how it looks from the yellow tee. And from here it makes a lot of sense because it's like first shot you want to get all the way down to the corner and then cut left for a nice upshot. But let's see if they might have, you never know if they've cleared up some space in the back there to make it possible to cut the corner, or what their thoughts are, because this is pretty much the perfect shot from white tee, I think. Let's have a look at it. see if we can go inside the 2 trees there in the middle. Okay, so that's 2 literally perfect shots, I think. I can definitely not do it better. Let's see if we have some kind of a look. I think I have like 30 meters still, 20, 30. Let's see. Okay, so I'm here. I got a 23-meter jump putt with the 2 perfect shots in my opinion. Maybe you could have pushed it a little bit farther on the first shot if you got crafty with like a backhand turnover with something really overstable that fades out. You could get like 10, 50 more meters, but not more than that without going, I guess, roller. But that's ridiculous in the woods. I really don't like that first shot. I think they should move the tee pad a little bit to the left so that there's actually a flex down the line here. But either way, because this one goes so far back, it's more than 90 degrees turn down here in the corner. There's no way to actually get to the basket. The best shot is here around 20, maybe 15 meters if you're really good. But I guess that we will see no birdies from circle 1 at least in MPO, but a really cool hole from the yellow tee. I love that because you can get yourself like a 30-40 meter putt from the tee, which is cool. But let's see if we drain this one. And like I said, this is just my opinions on the course. I love the course. Don't take that away from it. But it's still in the making, and we want to give some good tips to the course designers, hopefully, or some good feedback. And they will, I'm sure by the end of this, we will have maybe the best course in Denmark here. Hole 18 here. It's a par 3, 100 meters, pretty straight. I don't know if you can see it down there. I'll put an arrow. And I think there are really 2 lines here actually. There's the flex line with the backhand, or I guess if you have a lot of power to throw like a straight fairway or a mid-range straight at it, that's cool. But I'll go for either the backhand flex shot or the forehand flat to hyzer. The forehand needs to get a little bit lucky, I think, or just be extremely accurate down there. But it's easier to hit the initial gap with the forehand, so I think that's a safer shot. But the backhand is the one that will get you the birdie tap in. Let's try the backhand first and see if we'll do a forehand. So that's the risk of the backhand. Let's try that again though. You've got to go pretty close to that tree in order to get the flex line. I just don't think I have that. There's OB over there to the left. I'm going to be throwing the forehand. That's the conclusion here. Let's see how we're going to do it. I'm going to try with the launcher. You really want to hit that line, but flat, not the flex. Let's try it one more time. Definitely didn't hit my line. I think I'm tired. That's cool. A little technical par 3 here. Man, the whites on this course are rough, man. Like, they're hard. I think that the yellow tees are the ones that the course is initially made as. And then the white tee kind of, you're trying to make something harder, but you also need to make something that makes sense. And that can be tricky sometimes. It's the thing with having 2 tees, but I think they've done a good job of doing that with a lot of the holes. But let's get a conversation in the comment section, guys. Do you like this type of course where the white tee shots aren't just longer, but also more technical and more like shots that you don't see as often in disc golf? Because it's definitely trickier. Or do you prefer making the white tees first with lines that look like disc golf shots and then making shorter tees afterwards? I think I like the latter, but definitely a lot of potential. I think there are a few tees that I would personally move out here, but that's just my opinion, like I'm saying. Let's see if we can get a little upshot. Maybe give it a little run on hole 18 here, and then let me know, guys. what do you think of this course? I think it's really beautiful and in contention to be eventually one of Denmark's finest courses. Let's go with a little dumpy helicopter flex with the no glide spot. It's the ugliest thing I've ever done. That was so ugly and I almost threw it in. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, go ahead and let's have a conversation in the comments about this course. If you did like this video or found it useful in any way, then please go ahead and like the video to help me push it out to more people so more people can see this beautiful course. And otherwise, until next time, just have a great time, guys, and I'll see you.